Imagine unlocking an ancient secret that defies everything you know about success and self-worth, a secret so powerful that it has guided the greatest thinkers through the centuries. You're about to discover how Stoic philosophy, often misunderstood, can instantly transform your perception of personal value and life purpose without relying on external approval. This is not just an empty promise. It's a proven journey toward lasting satisfaction and contentment, challenging the popular belief that happiness comes from material achievements. Are you prepared for an awakening that goes against everything you've been led to believe? Stay with us, and we'll reveal how simple changes in perspective can bring you immediate rewards and a life full of meaning, inspiring curiosity, and challenging the norm. Are you ready for this transformative journey? 1. The importance of self-worth, according to Stoicism. Imagine embarking on a journey to the core of your being, where the true essence of personal value and life purpose is revealed not through external achievements, but through internal wealth. This is the fundamental premise of Stoicism, a philosophy that, despite its roots in ancient Greece, resonates with surprising relevance today. But what does it really mean to embrace Stoicism in our quest for self-worth? How can we apply its principles to cultivate a life of contentment and meaning, regardless of external storms? Firstly, understanding Stoicism is to recognize that the power to transform our lives lies within us, not in the hands of fate, not in the fluctuations of fortune or in the opinions of others, but in how we respond to life's vicissitudes. Ask yourself, how often do we find ourselves measuring our worth by the car we drive, the position we hold, or the number of likes on our social media? This is a seductive trap, but deeply misleading. The Stoics, with their timeless wisdom, guide us to a much more stable and enduring source of value, our own character and the ability to live according to our highest principles. Imagine yourself as a lighthouse, steady and unshakable in the face of storms. Isn't the light you emit more valuable than any external recognition? Now let me share a personal story. There was a time in my life when external success seemed the only barometer of value. Material achievements, promotions, social recognition all seemed crucial. Yet even at the height of these achievements, a sense of emptiness persisted. That's when I discovered Stoicism. I learned to value peace of mind, integrity of character, and to act with purpose. It wasn't an overnight transformation, but a journey. A journey that taught me to find joy and satisfaction not in what I owned or what others thought of me, but in who I chose to be every day. So how can we, in practice, cultivate this Stoic self-worth? It starts with small steps. Reflect on your daily actions. Do they reflect your deepest values? When faced with challenges, ask yourself, what does this say about me? The answer lies not in the external event, but in your reaction to it. And here's a call to action for you. The next time you find yourself seeking external approval, pause. Ask yourself, is this really important to my personal value? This path is not without obstacles, however. Every challenge is an opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to our principles. By doing so, we not only strengthen our sense of self-worth, but also become a beacon of inspiration for others. Imagine the impact we can have on our community, on our family, on our friends, by living according to these principles. It's not just about us, it's about all of us growing together too. Settling for less than you deserve. In our journey through life, how often do we find ourselves at crossroads, settling for less than we truly deserve? Whether it's in personal relationships, professional opportunities, or even the way we treat ourselves, there are moments when, out of fear, doubt, or simply not knowing our own worth, we settle for the bare minimum, forgetting that at the core of our being lies immeasurable potential. This tendency not only steers us away from the fullness that is our birthright, but also contradicts the profound teachings of Stoicism. You see, the Stoics teach us that our true value isn't dictated by the fluctuating waves of external circumstances, but rather by the unshakable fortress of our character and the ability to maintain our essence regardless of the storms life may bring. So why do we so often forget this fundamental truth and settle for less than we deserve? Reflecting on my own experiences, I recall times when insecurity led me to accept situations that did not reflect my true value. It was as if I was navigating a vast ocean without a compass, allowing the currents to carry me. Rather than setting my own course, however, it was the remembrance of Stoic teachings that served as a beacon, guiding me back to the path of self-respect and self-worth. But how can we break this cycle of settling for less than we deserve? It starts with awareness. We need to be mindful of the moments when our choices do not reflect our true value. Let's ask ourselves, does this situation, this relationship, this job, truly reflect what I value and who I am next? It's essential that we practice courage, the courage to say no when something falls short of our value, the courage to walk away from situations that diminish us, and the courage to claim what we deserve. And here's a call to action for all of us. Let's commit to making a conscious choice every day that reflects our true value. It's not an easy path, but it's extraordinarily liberating. By doing so, we're not just honoring our own value, but also setting a standard for how we allow others to treat us. It's a powerful act of self-affirmation that resonates in all areas of our life, inspiring those around us to do the same. So I invite you to reflect on the areas of your life where you may be settling for less than you deserve. View it not as a criticism, but as an opportunity to reaffirm your value. Remember, every step we take towards recognizing our intrinsic worth is a step towards a more authentic and fulfilling life. 3. Minimizing your achievements. In a world that often measures success by visible and tangible parameters, it's easy to fall into the trap of minimizing our own achievements. How many times have you caught yourself thinking that what you achieved wasn't a big deal, or that anyone could have done the same? This pattern of thinking not only underestimates our efforts, but also obscures the true essence of what it means to achieve something meaningful. The lessons from Stoicism offer us an enriching perspective on this topic, reminding us of the importance of valuing every step of our journey. Reflecting on our achievements through the Stoic lens, we are invited to see beyond the mere act of achieving a goal. We are encouraged to recognize the virtues and efforts that underpinned our journey. It's not just about the destination, but the path traveled, not just the outcome, but the character forged in the process. Each achievement, big or small, is a reflection of our perseverance, our courage, our integrity, and our ability to overcome adversities. Let me share a personal perspective. There have been times in my life when I achieved goals that initially seemed unattainable. However, instead of celebrating those moments, I minimized them, believing they weren't enough, or comparing them to the accomplishments of others. It was Stoic reflection that changed my perception, making me understand that each achievement is a manifestation of my virtues and effort. This not only changed the way I viewed my own achievements, but also how I saw myself. So how can we start to value our achievements in a way that reflects our true worth? It starts with gratitude. Be thankful for every step of the journey, every challenge overcome, every lesson learned. Instead of looking at what's missing or what others have achieved, let's focus on the uniqueness of our own experience. Moreover, it's vital that we celebrate our successes. Celebrating doesn't necessarily mean grand gestures. Sometimes a moment of personal acknowledgement, A pause to reflect on the journey taken can be incredibly powerful. And here I make a call to action. The next time you achieve something, no matter how small it may seem, give yourself the credit you deserve. Share your achievement with someone you trust. Write about it, or simply take a moment to appreciate it in silence. By doing so, we're not just honoring our efforts, but also strengthening ourselves for future journeys. Each recognized and valued achievement becomes a foundation for new dreams and goals. We inspire not only ourselves, but also those around us to pursue our passions with dedication and to celebrate every victory along the way. Is this video impacting your life? Comment self-appreciation below and share how this journey is transforming your view of personal value. Let's inspire each other for prioritizing others' needs over our own. On our journey through life, we often encounter the crossroads between taking care of ourselves and attending to the needs of others. How many times have you found yourself putting the desires and needs of others above your own, to the point of forgetting to nurture your own well-being? This is a common but deeply meaningful dilemma that touches the heart of our existence. While it may seem noble to prioritize others, Stoicism and many other life philosophies remind us of a fundamental truth. Neglecting our own self-care compromises our ability to be a positive force in the lives of others. The importance of self-care transcends mere self-indulgence. It's an act of self-respect and a necessary foundation for living a full and meaningful life. Imagine a cup full of water. If we continue to pour from that cup to quench the thirst of others without ever replenishing it, eventually it will dry up. Similarly, if we don't take care of our physical, emotional, and spiritual health, how can we expect to have the strength, energy, and presence of mind to assist those around us? Let me share a personal reflection. There was a time in my life when I was so committed to being helpful and available to others that I neglected my own health and well-being. Initially, I felt fulfilled, believing I was living altruistically. However, over time, this neglect began to take its toll. My energy waned, my health deteriorated, and I realized that my ability to help others was seriously compromised. It was a harsh but necessary awakening. So how can we balance caring for others and ourselves? First, it's essential to recognize that taking care of oneself is not selfish. It's a necessity. Start by establishing healthy boundaries. This doesn't mean closing the door to others, but ensuring that you don't lose yourself in the process of helping. Ask yourself regularly, am I taking care of myself as much as I take care of others? This simple question can be a powerful reminder to rebalance our priorities. 5. Difficulty in accepting compliments. Have you ever found yourself feeling uncomfortable upon receiving a compliment, perhaps attempting to downplay it or deflect it entirely? This reaction is more common than we might think, and in many cases reflects a distorted perception of our own worth. At the heart of this issue lies a conflict between how we see ourselves and how others see us. Stoicism, with its rich tapestry of wisdom on human nature, offers an enlightening perspective on how we can approach and eventually overcome this difficulty. Stoics teach us the importance of maintaining an emotional balance and a clear perception of ourselves. They encourage the graceful acceptance of compliments not as a form of external validation, but as an acknowledgement of the efforts and virtues we manifest in our actions. But why, then, do many of us struggle to accept compliments? Often the difficulty in accepting compliments is rooted in limiting beliefs about ourselves. It may be a feeling of not being enough, of not deserving recognition, or even a concern about appearing arrogant. However, minimizing or rejecting compliments not only denies the kindness of the gesture from those who offer them, but also reinforces a negative self-image. I remember a time in my life when a compliment would make me more likely to look for a hidden flaw than to simply accept it. It was as if I was convinced that there could be no truth in what was said because it didn't match the image I had of myself. It was a study of Stoicism that helped me see that this reaction not only undermined my own sense of worth, but also prevented me from clearly seeing the reality of my own virtues and achievements. So how can we start to accept compliments more gracefully? First, acknowledge that compliments are reflections of your actions and character in the eyes of others. Allow yourself to consider the possibility that if someone saw something positive in you, it might be true. Secondly, practice gratitude. When receiving a compliment, simply say thank you. This not only is a sign of humility, but also reinforces a positive attitude towards yourself and others. And here's a call to action. The next time you receive a compliment, take a deep breath and accept it with a sincere thank. You see it as an exercise to strengthen your self-esteem and your ability to see your own light through the eyes of others. By facing this difficulty, we're not just learning to accept compliments, we're also cultivating a deeper and more compassionate understanding of ourselves. We're learning to recognize and value our own virtues and efforts, which is essential for a life lived with authenticity and gratitude. If you're enjoying this, don't miss out on the opportunity. Purchase the ebook. Now Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges, and unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this ebook. Link in the pinned comment 6. Avoiding making decisions. Hesitation in the face of important decisions is a universal experience, a crossroads where fear and uncertainty often paralyze us. Who hasn't found themselves facing a significant choice, afraid of making the wrong step? This aversion to risk is deeply human, but Stoicism offers us a compass to navigate these turbulent waters, teaching us to anchor our decisions in wisdom and reason, and to accept the outcomes with equanimity. Stoicism doesn't encourage us to avoid decisions, but rather to face them with a clear mind, focusing on the aspects of the situation we can control. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot predict or control the outcomes of our actions, we have total dominion over our intentions and choices. Therefore, instead of getting lost in worries about what might go wrong, we are guided to focus our energy on the quality of the decisions we make. Consider this perspective. Each decision is an opportunity to practice virtue, to reflect on our deepest values, and to act in accordance with them. When we view decisions under this light, the fear of making a mistake begins to lose its power. After all, if a decision is made based on the best reflection and intention, then we can accept its outcomes, whatever they may be, as part of the natural flow of life. Let me share a personal example. There was a time when I was faced with a career decision that seemed risky. The fear of failure was palpable. But inspired by Stoic teachings, I decided to evaluate my options based on my values and not my fears. I made the choice that seemed most aligned with who I wanted to be and what I valued. The result, a journey of growth and learning that wouldn't have been possible if I had allowed fear to dictate my choice. How can we then apply this Stoic approach in our own lives? Start by asking yourself, what values are guiding this decision, and am I allowing fear to cloud my ability to act according to these values? Next, commit to accepting the outcomes of your actions, knowing that if you acted with integrity and according to your principles, then there is no mistake. Only learning. 7. Excessive self-criticism. Self-criticism, when used wisely, can be a powerful tool for personal growth and self-reflection. However, when we lose ourselves in the jungle of excessive self-criticism, we turn this tool into a weapon that harms us, limiting our growth and well-being. This vicious cycle of incessant self-judgment not only undermines our confidence, but also distances us from the Stoic understanding of progress, which values self-compassion and continuous improvement over the relentless pursuit of perfection. Stoics teach us the importance of observing our thoughts and actions with a lens of reason and understanding, acknowledging our faults, yes, but also valuing our efforts and the lessons learned along the way. They encourage us to see each mistake not as a character flaw, but as an opportunity to learn, grow, and strengthen our resilience. Consider for a moment, how many times have you found yourself caught in the trap of criticizing yourself for not meeting unattainable standards? How many times has that internal voice of judgment prevented you from appreciating your own achievements or recognizing how far you have come? I recall a period in my own life when self-criticism was my constant companion. I relentlessly strived to be perfect in every aspect, from work to personal relationships. However, this quest for perfection did not bring me peace or satisfaction. On the contrary, it brought anxiety and dissatisfaction. It was only by embracing Stoic teachings on self-compassion and acceptance that I began to free myself from these chains. I learned to celebrate progress, not perfection, and to treat myself with the same understanding and kindness that I would offer to a good friend. So how can we start to practice this Stoic self-compassion and free ourselves from excessive self-criticism? First, it is crucial to recognize and challenge self-critical thought patterns. When you notice that internal voice of judgment, take a pause and ask yourself, is this really true? Is this fair to myself? Furthermore, practice gratitude for yourself. Acknowledge your strengths, your achievements, and the effort you put in every day, and here's a call to action. Every day, identify and write down 3 things you are grateful for about yourself. It could be something as simple as having taken a walk or dedicated time to read. This practice not only shifts the focus from self-criticism to appreciation, but also reinforces the perception of your own value. By adopting a Stoic approach to dealing with self-criticism, we not only alleviate the weight of constant judgment, but also open space for growth, learning, and true satisfaction. Instead of punishing ourselves for not being perfect, we can celebrate ourselves for being eternal learners in the school of life. 8th, constant comparison with others. In a world flooded by social media and cultures that celebrate visible success, falling into the trap of constant comparison is easy and often inevitable. We observe others' achievements as though they were a mirror reflecting our own shortcomings, forgetting that each journey is unique and incomparable. This incessant comparison not only sows dissatisfaction and envy, but also diverts us from the true path of personal growth and self-acceptance. Here, Stoic teachings offer us a guiding light, encouraging us to turn our gaze inward, focusing on our own progress and gratitude for the journey that is uniquely ours. The Stoics teach us that the value of our life is not determined by what we own or achieve compared to others, but by the quality of our character and the actions we take to improve ourselves and the world around us. They encourage us to recognize and celebrate our own progress without weighing it against others' achievements. Think for a moment. How many times have you caught yourself measuring your success by someone else's standard? And how many times has that actually brought satisfaction or happiness? Constant comparison is a race with no finish line, where satisfaction is always just another distant achievement. I recall a period in my life when comparing myself to peers felt like a second job. No matter how much I advanced, there was always someone seemingly ahead. It was only by embracing the Stoic perspective of gratitude for my own journey and focus on personal growth that I began to find true peace and contentment. So how can we apply this Stoic wisdom to overcome the tendency towards constant comparison? First, it's essential to practice gratitude. Focus on what you have, the achievements you've reached, and the obstacles you've overcome. Gratitude not only grounds us in the present, but also illuminates the value of our own journey. Moreover, commit to your personal growth. Set goals that reflect your values and passions, not what you think you should aspire to, based on the successes of others. And here's a call to action. Set a small but meaningful goal for yourself this week, something that reflects your personal growth and not your comparison with others. By focusing on our own journey, recognizing and celebrating our individual progress, we begin to free ourselves from the chains of comparison. This is not a path free of challenges, but it is rewarding and full of growth. 9th, lack of personal investment. Constantly comparing oneself to others is a trap many of us fall into, often without even realizing it. This ceaseless comparison can become a source of unhappiness and dissatisfaction, distancing us from appreciating our own unique journey. Stoicism, with its emphasis on personal growth and self-sufficiency, offers us a liberating perspective on how we can transcend this tendency and find contentment in the path we tread individually. Imagine for a moment the freedom of looking at your life and achievements without the weight of comparison. Stoicism teaches us that the only true benchmark should be against who we were in the past, not others, but our former selves. By focusing on our own progress and growth, we shift attention away from external distractions that can divert us from our path. Now, let's consider the matter of personal investment and ongoing growth. Valuing oneself enough to invest in your own development is one of the greatest acts of self-respect we can offer ourselves. Stoicism encourages us to see each day as an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. This doesn't mean a relentless pursuit of more, but rather a commitment to continuous improvement, recognizing that true value comes from within. Think about it. When was the last time you consciously invested in your own growth? Whether it's learning a new skill, dedicating time to reflection and meditation, or simply allowing yourself space to be creative, personal investment is key to human flourishing. By committing to personal growth, we're not just honoring ourselves, but also empowering ourselves to contribute more meaningfully to those around us. Every step towards self-development not only enriches our life, but also has the power to inspire those with whom we share our journey. And here's a call to action for you. Identify an area in your life where you'd like to grow or improve. Commit to a small yet meaningful action you can take today to start this journey of growth. Remember, investing in yourself is the foundation upon which all other achievements are built. As we embrace the Stoic philosophy of focusing on our own growth and practicing gratitude for our journey, we can begin to see the beauty in our individuality and value the uniqueness of our own experience. Letting go of constant comparison and investing in our personal growth is not just an act of self-compassion, but also a path to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. You just got a glimpse of the transformative power of Stoicism, but this is just the beginning. Imagine the endless possibilities that await as you dive deeper into this journey of self-discovery and growth. If this sparked something in you, there's so much more to explore and transform. Don't be left behind. Sign up, follow, comment your discoveries, and share this journey with the world. Every step you take with us opens doors to new transformations, ready to explore these unknown paths. The next discovery could be the one that changes everything. The journey continues, and every moment is a new opportunity to grow. Shall we go together?